Man, what a statement from the Knicks, down 3-1. Everyone counted them out. But game five at Madison Square Garden, Jalen Brunson and the Knicks answered loud and clear. Let's break this down. How did the New York Knicks dominate the Pacers 111 to 94? What went right? What went wrong for Indy? And what to expect for game six? The Knicks really controlled this one wire to wire. Jalen Brunson, he was a star in this one, pouring 32 points on an efficient 12 for 18 shooting. Karl-Anthony Towns added 24 points, 13 boards, playing physical even in foul trouble. I think that's just been a constant for him. Meanwhile, the Pacers were just ice cold. Tyrese Haliburton in this, their engine all series long was just held to 8 points in this. That's his lowest of the series. Credit to the Knicks defense for making it uncomfortable for him. I thought he'd be closer to like 20 points, but man, 8 points from this defense. It's a huge contribution from their role players as well. And they just kept the offense flowing throughout this game. The three keys to this game that stood out for me is number one, defense, defense, defense. Defense wins championships, and they smothered Indiana and just held them to 94 points. That's the lowest of this postseason. They also had a balanced attack beyond just Brunson and Towns. The whole team chipped in, and they just kept Indy guessing throughout the game. And I felt like they had a more balanced approach with Brunson and Towns, and that's what I mentioned as a key to this game for them to win it. And Madison Square Garden, just being there, it's electric. And the Knicks fed off the energy, and the fans really showed out in this one. So kudos to them. For game six predictions, man, my goodness, is going back to Indianapolis for game six. The Pacers still lead 3-2, but there's a momentum swing over to the New York. Like, I feel like they just have a little bit more momentum going into, and that's where the fears of a 3-1 lead come in, and you can easily drop the next game when momentum shifts like this. I think my prediction is going to be if the Knicks can bring the same defensive intensity as they brought in game five, they can force a game seven in this. Indiana is going to have to just play really desperate. I think it's going to be a close game. Tyrese Haliburton, he just has to bounce back at home. I think it's just going to be a close, gritty game, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks pull this off. I had them winning in seven anyways, so obviously not in this way, but I still had the Knicks winning in seven. I feel like Knicks fans, Pacers fans, please let me know what you guys think about game six. Drop your predictions down below. If you guys enjoyed this type of breakdown, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to SatvirNBA, and turn on some post notifications so you guys don't miss the game six recap. And I'll see you guys right after the buzzer for that game as well. We're going to check out some of these highlights before we head out, of course. Look at this amazing, goodness. Three right there. The fans were just all into this. Josh Hart, he was fantastic for them. I'm not going to lie. He was just really aggressive getting to the basket. I believe it's Mikal Bridges. He had some big shots in this. He just had timely shots in the fourth quarter. He's been doing that a lot, like short clock situations. He's like their go-to guy. I thought that would be Brunson, but he's actually, he did that this game. Karl-Anthony Towns, man, all game long, absolutely dominant. Come on, man. They just had look at how they have him in check way more in this. They're way more locked in on him. They're just not letting him have that free roaming space, and I think that's really disrupting Tyrese in this. Look at this. The way they collapse, and they're just like, all right, if you guys are going to have your open shooters hit it, fantastic. And if not, then we're going to probably end up winning the game. And that's honestly the way you have to play the Pacers team. That's how I would say the Oklahoma City Thunder played against Anthony Edwards. They just said, hey, man, if you're going to pass it to your other guys, we'll let that happen. We're just going to limit your shot output. And when you're the engine of the team, you just can't let the other team make that type of adjustment. You have to just pull up shots, man. You have to pull up over two people sometimes and let your teammates pull up for some offensive boards and have advantages in other ways, but you can't become passive. Not when you're the engine. I know he's more of a pure point guard. He's not a Jalen Brunson where he's getting 30 points a game or anything like that, but I think Tyrese, that's where his elevation of his game is going to pretty much lead to next. Is he's got to, not just be a facilitating guy. He's got to be able to score at will. Look at that. Jalen Brunson all night, timely, super efficient. That's what I appreciated about his game tonight. It wasn't an ugly game by any means. That's just 2 of his 8 points right there for Tyrese. Come on, man. Look at Karl-Anthony Towns, super aggressive, getting to the line. He put them in a lot of foul trouble and foul situations, and I think that's what he feeds off. And he also gets the crowd into it. Great pass right there inside. I think Tyrese can obviously impact the game in other ways than just scoring. But when you're not scoring, it the defense kind of becomes a lot more predictable. If you know this guy's only going to pass it out to his shooters, then you can game plan for something like that. If you know there's a player like that versus Jalen Brunson, he's going to get it to other guys, and then he's going to get and one threes just like that. So there's two types of ways to play, and you have to play a little bit more balance. And I felt like the Pacers didn't have the balance, and they just played a lot more aggressive. Look at that. They're just living in the paint. They couldn't stop these guys. I do feel like home court advantage also matters in terms of getting a couple extra calls here and there, and that's just going to happen. We saw that with, the other side on the Western Conference. It's going to happen on the Eastern Conference as well. Like at home, you just get better calls, and you just kind of have to live with it. But they did not let them live in the paint. They let them take their threes and said, hey, if you guys are going to beat us from the three-point line, and that's what I said about this series. If the Knicks deploy this type of strategy of just, locking down the paint and let them become a three-point shooting team, they can easily win this series. And if they, let's see how the Pacers adjust. I think the biggest adjustment is just, continue to get Pascal the ball. I mean, he's fantastic, but also Tyrese, Haliburton has got to score the basketball. He's got to at least get into the lane, create rim pressure so that they at least respect his offensive game. I feel like they did not respect his they respected it enough to like lock him down, but he didn't take advantage of anything really on the offensive end. He just wanted to get his passes off. And I feel like that's just not the way that you need, your top two player to play versus Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. As you can tell, they're just doing pick and roll, hitting timely shots like that one. And also Jalen Brunson, that was the other key that I mentioned. He's got to be the aggressor. He's got to be the guy that's closing out games instead of Tyrese. I feel like Tyrese has controlled the end of games, and that's where, Brunson did a great job. Karl-Anthony Towns all night, just a fabulous night for him, man. The way he's shrugging off the defenders, mean mugging them. I mean, fantastic game. You can't really ask for more from Cat, to be honest. Great teamwork right there on the dump off. I mean, super solid basketball. They played Knicks basketball, hard nose. Appreciate you guys for joining in. Peace out.